There's a whole lot more to this April Fool's Day liftoff of Artemis 2 and going behind the moon. So they say. Stay tuned for a mystery that we're going to try to unsolve here, but it's an ongoing mystery, but there's more revelation coming. You won't believe this, folks. Hope to see you. When I first saw this video today, or it might be yesterday, or whenever you're watching it, but I already knew a whole lot about the ancient gods, Roman and Greek and all that stuff, but I had not drawn any connection to the behind the moon and what significance that it might play. And you're going to be amazed when you see this video by End Time Productions that I've been following for quite a while now, a couple years or so, some a lot longer than him. But it's extraordinary. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, you might want to do so, because if you want some more understanding into the end times, that's why it's called End Times Production, you really do want to go to this guy's website. He really does some extraordinary research. He doesn't babble. He's articulate. He's young. I don't know. Everybody's younger than I am. I'm not sure how young he is, but that doesn't matter. This guy is a professional. He knows what he's doing. And on the topics that he talks about, I don't agree with everybody about everything, and I don't think I know anybody that does. And so this would be no exception with him, but there are very few, and I can't recall anything right off the top of my head. And I'm just glad that God led me to his channel a couple of years back, and he has helped extend my knowledge and understanding on these things. So I will leave a link in the description box and in the comment section as well. Like I said, you don't want to miss it. But what I want to get into right now is he says that he doesn't have everything, that he's not predicting anything based on his summations that he gives in this about what it has to do with behind the moon, with Lucifer, and he gets into an old prophecy. He says, I'm not saying that it will happen, but if it does, is something ain't too good going to happen. And you'll understand what I'm talking about when you see this video. What I want to address is, could they really, I digress for a second. God doesn't say that Satan is a worthy adversary. Man, he's an ancient creature. And a lot of times we think, I know from personal experience, we think that we've gotten things figured out. And we do to a certain extent, some further than others, depending on the topic we're talking about. But end times is, what I've been studying for 40 years, so that's mine. But that's why I see is End Time Productions. But it really is, I mean, I'll give you, for instance, I quit beating around the bush. Whether you do or don't believe that the first one took place, and we know that there's a lot of things that's involved in the Great Deception, and he's the best deceiver. So let me ask the question. I don't know this. I'm posing the question kind of like he does. Doesn't know where this is going to end about the behind the moon if something happens, regardless if something happens or not. Is that, do you think it's possible. I do, now thinking about it, that the trip actually did happen to the moon, but yet, they don't let us see anything or hear anything unless they want us to, and it's usually to deceive us, and they'll lead us so far, and then we'll go, "Wow, where'd this come from?" Meaning, do you think it was on purpose that them, those of us who, I might be one of them, that up until now believe that it was fake, but whether it is or not, they showed us, the film production and so forth. I forget the guy's name in Hollywood and the set that they were supposed to make it on, or maybe they didn't make it on a set. Maybe that's true as well, just to kind of keep us out there in the dark, so to speak, which we know that's what he wants us to do, right? Tell me I'm not crazy here. But what I want to get into, but this one's get a little further, I might make it another part, is to, if that's so, do you think maybe they're doing something? They're setting us up for something further that's going to come from behind the moon that they're going to have film of some sort or something that's going to play into the great deception of what happens in Revelation 12. Satan get kicked out of heaven. He ain't going to not say this forever. He's not just going to show up as himself, of course. He's going to disguise himself. He can shapeshift. We know that. The Bible teaches that. But anyway, what if it's setting that up, that he's going to come back in a spaceship? Forget about Project Bluebeam that I put many videos about. What if he comes in one of these vehicles that we've made for him? Well, through his technology, of course, and through his other fallen angels and demons, just to really kind of put it on thick. Anyway, let me know what you think. What a fascinating subject anyway, huh, guys? I have been studying this subject since 1986. These magazines that I put out, the Transformer magazine, if you look close, you'll see it talks about trance channeling. I think back then it was, I forget her name. I'll have to look at my own magazine. It's been a long time ago. Talks about us being planetary citizens, Christ consciousness, and the seduction of Christianity, and these planned deceptions with so-called aliens of Galacticom and Anthanarca, which were actually groups that I infiltrated back in, starting in December 31st, 1986. And I got all their materials. And they, of course, I don't believe that, what they're saying, but because of man's wars and his negative impact on the planet, they were going to have to come rescue us during that time. And I think that time that they were talking about is coming, that they're going to try to pull this off. Folks, is basically staging the second coming, the rapture, and the second coming. Beware. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. And please come back, because this is not the end of it. I'm gonna get into or make a video about when they return, and talking about what they're gonna say. Anyway, love you. Hope to see you next time.